I'm staring at my laptop screen like it personally offended me, which, in a way, it has. The job posting glows mockingly in the dim light of this cafe. Executive assistant needed at Choi Enterprises. Competitive salary. Excellent benefits. Apply now. My coffee's gone cold. I should probably order another one, but I'm too busy having what Kimchi would call a moment. You know, one of those moments where your past and present collide in the most spectacularly awful way possible. You look like you've seen a ghost, Kimchi says, sliding into the seat across from me. He's wearing that ridiculous yellow sweater that makes him look like a deranged cartoon character, but I love him anyway. He's been my best friend since college, back when we were both young and stupid and thought we could survive on instant noodles and dreams. Worse, I mutter, turning the laptop so he can see. His eyes go wide. Oh no. Please tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. I hate that nickname. He started calling me that in freshman year after I tripped over my own feet during orientation and fell directly on my ass in front of everyone. It stuck. Life is cruel like that. The pay is insane, I say, because apparently I've lost my mind. And the benefits, Kimchi, they cover dental. Do you know how much Ramien's dental checkup cost me last month? The kid inherited his father's sweet tooth. His father who works at that company, Kimchi points out, like I'm an idiot. Which fair. His father who doesn't know he exists. His father who you've been successfully avoiding for 5 years. 5 years. Has it really been that long? I remember that night like it was yesterday, even though I've tried very hard to forget it. The company dinner. Too much soju. Choi Deong's hand on my lower back as he guided me into his penthouse. His voice rough when he asked if I was sure. The way he looked at me in the moonlight streaming through his floor-to-ceiling windows, like I was something precious. And then the morning after. Cold. Distant. The envelope of cash on the nightstand like I was some kind of prostitute he needed to pay off. Let's forget this happened, he'd said, already dressed in his perfect suit, scrolling through his phone. Not even looking at me. I'd grabbed my clothes and left without a word. Blocked his number. Quit my job via email. Bought a one-way ticket to Singapore with money I'd been saving for a car. 3 weeks later, I peed on a stick in a gas station bathroom and watched my entire future rearrange itself. Earth to Byum Suk. Kimchi's waving his hand in front of my face. You're doing the 1,000-yard stare thing again. Sorry. I closed the laptop. You're right. It's a stupid idea. I'll find something else. But we both know there isn't anything else. Not that pays this well. Not with benefits that would actually cover my kids' healthcare. I've been scraping by on freelance translation jobs, but it's not enough. Ramien needs new shoes, he grows like a weed. Bulgogi wants to take piano lessons. My landlord, the lovely Mrs. Han Tofu, just raised my rent again. I'm drowning, and this job is a life raft. Even if that life raft is captained by the man who broke my heart and doesn't even know he has children. What are the odds he'd even remember me? I ask, hating how small my voice sounds. Kimchi gives me a look. You literally ran away pregnant. That's not exactly forgettable. He doesn't know about the pregnant part, I remind him. He probably just remembers me as that awkward Omega from accounting who couldn't handle his liquor. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You're very memorable. Remember when you told off the CEO at your old job for making sexist comments? That was legendary. I got fired for that. Legendarily. My phone buzzes. It's a text from my neighbor asking if I can pick up the twins early today because she has a doctor's appointment. I glance at the time. I have 45 minutes. I have to go, I say, shoving my laptop into my bag. Thanks for the pep talk, even though you're terrible at it. Wait. Kimchi grabs my arm. Are you going to apply? I should say no. I should be smart about this. But when I open my mouth, what comes out is, maybe. I don't know. Probably. That's 3 different answers. Well, I'm a complicated person, Kimchi. Deal with it. The twins are in rare form when I pick them up. Ramien has somehow gotten paint in his hair. Don't ask me how, I stopped questioning these things. And Bulgogi is clutching a rock she found that she insists is, probably a meteorite. It's just a rock, sweetie, I tell her as we walk home. It could be a meteorite, she insists with all the seriousness of a 5-year-old scientist. We won't know until we test it. With what equipment? We'll figure it out. She's so much like me it's scary. Ramian, on the other hand, is currently trying to jump over every crack in the sidewalk while singing a song he definitely made up about dinosaurs fighting robots. Boys, Bulgogi sighs, like she's 40 instead of 5. That night, after the twins are asleep, Ramian in his race car bed, Bulgogi surrounded by her rock collection. I sit on my couch and open my laptop again. The job posting is still there, mocking me with its perfect salary and benefits. I start typing my application before I can overthink it. Previous experience. Why I'm a good fit for the position. I don't mention that I used to work there. I don't mention that I know exactly who Choi Dae-young is. I definitely don't mention that I have his children sleeping in the next room. My finger hovers over the submit button. This is insane. This is career suicide. I click submit. Then I immediately close my laptop and scream into a pillow because what the hell did I just do? My phone buzzes 3 minutes later. An email. Thank you for your application. We'd like to schedule an interview for next Monday at 10 a.m. I'm going to throw up. Or maybe I'll just die right here on my couch and they can write on my tombstone, "Here lies Kang Byum-suk, who made spectacularly bad life choices and named his children after food." Yeah. That sounds about right. The interview was a disaster. Not because I did badly, I was perfectly professional, answered all their questions correctly, even made the HR manager laugh with a joke about organizational efficiency. No, it was a disaster because Choi Dae-young wasn't there. I'd spent the entire weekend having minor panic attacks, preparing myself to face him, rehearsing what I'd say if he recognized me. And he wasn't even in the damn room. So when I got the job offer 2 days later, I accepted it in a daze, still convinced this was all some elaborate cosmic joke. My first day is a Monday. I wear my best blazer, the navy one that makes me look competent and not at all like someone who spent the morning fishing a toy car out of the toilet because Ramian wanted to see if it could swim. "You've got this, Daddy Byum," Bulgogi had said at breakfast, patting my hand with the solemnity of a tiny therapist. "Yeah." Ramian agreed through a mouthful of cereal. "And if anyone's mean to you, just kick them." "We don't kick people, baby." "But you said..." "That was different. Eat your breakfast." Now I'm standing outside Choi Enterprises, a gleaming glass tower that screams, "We have more money than your entire bloodline," trying to remember how to breathe like a normal person. I make it through security, up the elevator, past the reception desk. Everyone's friendly enough. A few people introduce themselves, names I immediately forget because my brain is too busy screaming. And then I turn a corner and walk directly into a solid chest. Sorry, I look up. Choi Dae-young is staring down at me, coffee cup frozen halfway to his mouth. He's wearing a charcoal gray suit that probably costs more than my monthly rent. His hair is slightly longer than I remember, pushed back from his face. He still has that small scar above his left eyebrow from a childhood accident he told me about that night, when we were both tipsy and the world felt impossibly small and safe. His eyes widen. Just for a second, something flickers across his face. Recognition, surprise, maybe something else. But then it's gone, replaced by cold professionalism. "You must be the new assistant," he says, his voice flat. "You're early." My office." "Now." He walks away without waiting for a response, and I'm left standing there like an idiot, my heart doing gymnastics in my chest. His office is exactly what you'd expect. Massive windows overlooking Seoul, minimalist furniture, everything in shades of black and gray. There's a photo on his desk, but it's facing away from me so I can't see who's in it. "Coffee," he says, not looking up from his laptop. "Now." Not please. Not when you have a moment. Just a command. I grit my teeth. "How do you take it?" "Black. 2 sugars. Hot but not scalding." Specific. Of course he's specific. When I return with his coffee, perfect temperature, I made sure, he takes it without acknowledgement. Like I'm furniture. Like he doesn't remember the way he'd whispered my name 5 years ago, how his hands had been gentle despite his strength. "Your primary responsibilities," he continues, still not looking at me, "include managing my schedule, screening calls, preparing documents for meetings, and being available whenever I need you." Questions? "Do you always talk to your assistants like they're servants?" That makes him look up. Our eyes meet, and for a moment, the professional mask slips. There's something raw there, something almost hurt. "Is there a problem, Mr. Kong?" Mr. Kong. So we're doing this. Pretending. No problem, I say sweetly. Sir. The rest of the morning is a blur of tasks. Filing, organizing, learning the office systems. Yoon Pickle, Dae-young's other assistant, is a godsend. He's a beta with perpetually worried eyes and a habit of apologizing for things that aren't his fault. He's been in a mood for weeks, Pickle tells me during lunch. Ever since the merger with Kim Industries fell through. Don't take it personally. Oh, I'm taking it very personally, I mutter into my kimbap. Day 3 is when everything goes sideways. Kong Byumsk, Dae-young says, and the way he pronounces my name, carefully, like he's tasting each syllable, makes my omega instincts perk up. What? This is not the time. I need you to accompany me to a business dinner tonight. Tonight? Panic rises. It's Wednesday. I have to pick up the twins from Kimchi's place. It's my turn for bedtime, and Ramyeon's been having nightmares about monsters under his bed. I have plans. His jaw tightens. Cancel them. I can't just. I'm not asking. He stands, walks around his desk. Suddenly he's close, too close, and I can smell his cologne, cedar and something darker, familiar. Be ready at 7. Wear something nice. I want to tell him exactly where he can shove his business dinner. But my landlord just raised the rent. Fin. And Bulgogi needs new winter clothes. Fine, I manage. I call Kimchi from the bathroom, whispering frantically. I need you to do bedtime. Please. I'll owe you forever. You already owe me forever, Kimchi points out. But fine. The twins can have a sleepover at Uncle Kimchi's place. But Bum, you need to tell him. This isn't sustainable. I know. I need more time. Time for what? To dig yourself deeper into this hole? He's absolutely right. But I hang up anyway. The dinner is at some restaurant where the menu doesn't list prices, which immediately makes me uncomfortable. I'm wearing my only decent dress shirt, and I feel underdressed next to Dae-young in his designer suit. He barely speaks to me all evening. Just uses me as a human notepad while he charms investors, laughing at their jokes, making promises about quarterly returns and market expansion. I hate how good he is at this. How effortlessly he commands attention. We're leaving when it happens. One of the investors, an older alpha who's had too much wine, grabs my wrist. Your assistant is cute, Choi, he slurs, his grip tight enough to hurt. Is he available? I could use some personal assistance. Before I can jerk away, Dae-young's hand is on the small of my back, pulling me against his side. The touch sends electricity down my spine. He's not, Dae-young says, his voice dropping into that dangerous alpha register that makes my knees weak. Available. The investor backs off immediately, muttering apologies. In the car, the silence is suffocating. Dae-young's hand is still on my back, and I can feel the heat of it through my shirt. You didn't have to do that, I say quietly. Do what? Defend me. Pretend to whatever that was. He finally looks at me, and there's something fierce in his eyes. I wasn't pretending. My phone chooses that exact moment to buzz. A text from Kimchi with a photo. The twins asleep on his couch, and Ramyeon is clutching something to his chest. My blood turns to ice. It's the photo. The one from that night. The only picture I have of Dae-young and me together, taken by some drunk colleague. I'd hidden it in my bedside drawer, thought it was safe. Kimchi's text. Why does Minnie have a picture of your boss? And Dae-young is looking at my phone screen. He saw it. Time stops. Or maybe I'm having a stroke. Is this what a stroke feels like? Because my entire body has gone numb except for my hand, which is shaking as I yank my phone away from Dae-young's line of sight. Is that? His voice is strange. Strained. Nothing. The word comes out too loud, too panicked. It's just a celebrity photo. You know how kids are these days. They collect pictures of CEOs like they're K-pop idols. Very normal. Completely normal thing that normal children do. I'm babbling. I'm absolutely babbling, and from the look on Dae-young's face, he's not buying a single word. Pull over, he tells his driver. The driver glances in the rearview mirror. Sir, we're on the highway. I said pull over. It's not a request. We end up in a 7-Eleven parking lot, of all places. The fluorescent lights are harsh through the car windows, turning everything stark and surreal. Dae-young hasn't said anything for 2 solid minutes. Just sits there, staring at his hands, jaw working like he's trying to physically chew through his thoughts. How old? He finally asks, so quietly I almost don't hear him. I could lie. I should lie. I've gotten pretty good at lying over the past 5 years, telling the twins their father was busy, telling myself I made the right choice leaving, telling everyone who asked that I was fine, just fine, completely fine. But I'm so tired of lying. 5, I whisper. They just turned 5 last month. The silence that follows is the loudest thing I've ever heard. Dae-young's hands curl into fists on his thighs, knuckles going white. A muscle jumps in his jaw. They. His voice cracks on the word, and something in my chest cracks with it. In for a penny, in for a pound, as my mom used to say. Twins, I manage. A boy and a girl. Ramyeon and bulgogi. He turns to look at me then, and I can't read the expression on his face. Shock? Anger? Horror? Some combination of all three? You named our children after food? My children, I snap, and suddenly all the fear transforms into anger. 5 years of anger. You made it very clear that night meant nothing to you. You threw money at me like I was some transaction you needed to close. Like I was trying to be respectful. He explodes, and I've never seen him lose composure like this. Cool, collected Choi De-young is yelling in a convenience store parking lot. I thought, you left so fast the next morning, I thought you regretted it. I thought maybe I'd pushed too hard or, he runs both hands through his hair, messing it up. I spent months trying to find you. Months? Sick. Do you have any idea? You spent months. I'm yelling now too, and the driver has very wisely left the car. You threw money at me. That morning, you couldn't even look at me. Because I wanted to ask you to stay. The words burst out of him like they've been trapped for years. Because I woke up with you in my arms and I felt something I'd never felt before and it terrified me. And then you were just gone. No note. No number. Nothing. I had HR search for your contact information, but you'd already quit. I tried everything. I didn't. You looked relieved, I say, hating how my voice shakes. When you woke up, you looked at me like you'd made a mistake. I looked at you like I'd finally done something right and didn't know how to keep from ruining it. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Clearly, I ruined it anyway. A notification buzzes on my phone. Another text from Kimchi. Bum, I'm worried. Call me. Dae-young sees it. Bum. Don't, I warn. You let your friends call you Bum, but I have to call you Mr. Kong? You don't get friendship privileges. You threw money. Are you ever going to let that go? No. I grab the car door handle. No, I'm not, because it hurt. It hurt so much I couldn't breathe. I had to leave the country because the thought of seeing you again, of you not wanting me, my voice breaks. I was pregnant and alone in a foreign country. Ding. Do you know what that's like? His face crumples. No. And I hate that you went through that. I hate that he stops. Freeze. I have children. You have DNA, I correct, even though the words taste bitter. I have children. I was there for every nightmare, every fever, every time Ramyeon decided to paint the walls with spaghetti sauce or when bulgogi cried because her favorite rock got lost. You don't get to just. I want to meet them. Absolutely not. Suk. No. I'm crying now, angry tears that I hate. You don't get to swoop in and confuse them. They're happy. We're happy. We don't need some part-time father who'll get bored and leave when things get hard. What if I need you? That stops me cold. I turn to look at him, and he's staring at me with an intensity that makes my breath catch. What if I need all of you? He continues, voice rough. What if I've spent 5 years regretting the biggest mistake of my life? What if I never stopped thinking about that night, about you, about the way you laughed at my terrible jokes and didn't flinch when I told you about my family? I don't know what to say. Don't know how to process this. So I do what any mature adult would do. I get out of the car and start walking. Where are you going? Dae-young calls, scrambling out after me. Away from you. We're in the middle of nowhere. I don't care. I make it maybe 50 feet before I realize he's right. We're on some highway access road with nothing but the convenience store and darkness. I'm also wearing dress shoes that are already giving me blisters. I hear footsteps behind me, And then Daeyoung is there, holding 2 cups of ramen from the convenience store. Truce, he offers. Despite everything, I almost laugh. You're trying to bribe me with instant noodles? Your son is named after them. I figured it might work. We end up sitting on the curb, eating ramen at midnight like a couple of college students. It's absurd and awkward and somehow the most honest we've ever been with each other. What are they like? He asks quietly. I shouldn't tell him. I should keep my walls up, protect my kids, protect myself. But I'm so tired of walls. Ramen has your eyebrows, I admit. And your stubborn streak. He's all energy and chaos. Wants to be an astronaut one day and a chef the next. Bulgogi has my nose but your eyes. She's the calm one. Collects rocks, asks a million questions about everything. They sound perfect. They are. I look at him. They're the best thing I've ever done. Can I? He swallows hard. Can I meet them? Please. I know I don't deserve it, but... Saturday, I hear myself say. The park near Hangang. 2 p.m. Neutral territory. Thank you. His hand finds mine on the curb between us. Thank you, Suk. Saturday feels both too far away and too soon. I've changed my outfit 4 times. Like I'm a teenager going on a first date instead of a grown man bringing his children to meet their father for the first time. You look nice, Daddy Bulgogi says from my bedroom doorway. She's wearing her favorite yellow dress, the one with sunflowers. I'd asked if she wanted to look nice today, and she'd taken it very seriously. Ramen is in the living room, currently trying to tie his own shoes and failing spectacularly. Are we really meeting our other daddy today? Yes, baby. I crouch down to help him with his laces. But remember what we talked about? He's going to be nervous too, so we need to be patient with him. What if he doesn't like us? Ramen asks, and the vulnerability in his voice breaks my heart. Impossible, I tell him firmly. You're the most likable kids in the entire universe. That's statistically improbable, Bulgogi points out. She's been watching too many documentaries. We take the subway to the park because my car is making a weird noise I can't afford to fix right now. The twins are unusually quiet, holding my hands tight. Ramen keeps bouncing on his toes, nervous energy, while Bulgogi has brought 3 of her favorite rocks in her pocket, in case we need conversation starters. I love my weird kids so much it physically hurts sometimes. Daeyoung is already there when we arrive, standing near the fountain. He's wearing jeans and a simple black sweater, the most casual I've ever seen him. He looks younger like this. More like the man from that night 5 years ago, before everything got complicated. And then I see her. There's a woman next to him. Tall, elegant, wearing cream-colored pants and a silk blouse that probably costs more than my monthly grocery budget. Her hand is on Daeyoung's arm, possessive. She's smiling, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Behind them, looking deeply uncomfortable, is Yoon Pickle. My stomach drops. Suk, Daeyoung says, and he looks panicked. This isn't, I didn't know she would. Hello, the woman interrupts, her smile sharpening. You must be Mr. Kong. I'm Hanju, Daeyoung's fiancé. The word hits me like a physical blow. Fiancé. I wasn't aware he was engaged, I managed to say, my hand tightening on the twins' shoulders. It's a recent arrangement, Jiwoo says smoothly. Our families have been planning it for months. And these must be the children. She looks down at Ramen and Bulgogi like they're mildly interesting museum exhibits. How quaint. Daeyoung mentioned they were named after food. Ramen, bless him, has no filter. You look fancy, he announces. But you smell weird. Like flowers died. I should correct him. Any good parent would correct him. I don't. Jiwoo's smile freezes. What a spirited child. Bulgogi tugs on Daeyoung's sleeve, completely ignoring Jiwoo. Excuse me, mister, but are you our daddy? Because we've been waiting a very long time to meet you. And there it is. My heart shattering into a million pieces as I watch Daeyoung's face transform. He crouches down to the twins' level, his eyes suddenly bright with unshed tears. Yeah, he says, voice thick. Yeah, I am. And I'm so sorry I'm late. That's okay, Bulgogi says with the seriousness only a 5-year-old can muster. Daddy says sometimes daddies get lost. But they can find their way home if they really want to. When did she? I never said that exactly, but somehow my daughter understood anyway. I'm definitely going to cry in this public park. Dae-young, Ji-woo says sharply. Darling, we should discuss. There's nothing to discuss. Dae-young stands, keeping his hands on the twins' shoulders. This engagement was arranged by our parents. I never agreed to it. Your father can be disappointed. He looks at me, and there's something fierce and determined in his eyes that makes my breath catch. I already lost 5 years. I'm not losing another second. Ji-woo's composure cracks. You're choosing them? Over your family's legacy? Over everything we've built? I'm choosing my family, Dae-young corrects quietly. My real family. You'll regret this, Ji-woo hisses, her elegant mask falling away completely. Your father will disown you. The company. I'll figure it out. He says it so simply, so certainly, that I almost believe him. Ji-woo leaves in a cloud of expensive perfume and barely contained rage. Yoon Pickle lingers for a moment, gives me an apologetic look and mouths, I tried to warn him, before hurrying after her. And then it's just us. Me, Dae-young, and our 2 children who are looking at each other with the wariness of people standing at the edge of something new and terrifying. So, Ramian says, breaking the silence. Can you play soccer? Because Daddy BM is terrible at it. I am not terrible. You kicked the ball into Mrs. Han's window, Bulgogi reminds me helpfully. That was one time, and the sun was in my eyes. Dae-young laughs, actually laughs, and the sound does something dangerous to my carefully constructed walls. I can play soccer, he says. I was captain of my high school team. Of course you were, I mutter, but Ramian is already dragging him toward the field, chattering excitedly about some complicated rules he definitely invented. Bulgogi slips her small hand into mine. Daddy BM? Is he staying this time? I don't know, baby. I squeeze her hand gently. Do you want him to? She considers this with her characteristic seriousness. He has nice eyes. Like mine. And he made you smile. You don't smile like that a lot. What do you mean? I smile all the time. She gives me a look that says she sees right through me. When did my 5-year-old become so perceptive? The afternoon unfolds like something from a dream. Dae-young is surprisingly natural with the kids, patient when Ramian insists on explaining the rules of his made-up soccer game 3 different times, genuinely interested when Bulgogi shows him her rock collection and lectures him about sedimentary versus igneous formations. This one is definitely granite, she says seriously, holding up a gray rock. See the crystals? I see them, Dae-young says, equally serious. That's impressive, Bulgogi. She beams. He buys them ice cream, chocolate for Ramian, strawberry for Bulgogi, and doesn't even flinch when Ramian somehow gets it all over his expensive sweater. Sorry, Ramian says, looking genuinely distressed. It's okay, Dae-young assures him. Gives it character. I find myself relaxing just a little, watching him with them. The gentle way he corrects Ramian's soccer form. How he listens to Bulgogi's endless questions without getting impatient. The way he keeps glancing at me like he's checking to make sure I'm still there, that this is real. You're good at this, I admit when the twins run off to the playground. I'm terrified, Dae-young admits back. I keep thinking I'm going to say something wrong or accidentally break them. They're tougher than they look. They get that from me. He turns to look at me, and we're sitting close enough that our shoulders touch. I'm sorry, he says quietly. For that morning. For the money. For making you feel like you had to run away. For every single moment you were alone. Dae-young. I can't take it back, he continues. But I want to make it right. However long it takes. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. You've made your choice. Don't expect any support from this family. Father. Dae-young's father. His inheritance. His entire life. Oh no, I breathe. Your father, the company. I don't care. He says it so simply, like it's the easiest decision in the world. I have a good job. Savings. We'll figure it out. He takes my hand, and it feels terrifyingly right. If you let me. I know I have a lot to prove. But I'm here, Biemsk. I'm not going anywhere. Even though I named your children after food? Our children, he corrects gently. And honestly, it's growing on me. From the playground, Ramian shouts, Fancy Daddy, come push me on the swings. Dae-young looks at me, eyebrows raised. Fancy Daddy? He decided on it this morning, I admit. I tried to suggest alternatives. No, Daeung says, standing up and pulling me with him. I like it. And as we walk toward our kids, our weird, wonderful, food-named kids, I think maybe, just maybe, we're going to be okay.